These narrows up here are the deepest part of the gorge, or the chasm. It's about 74 feet deep, which is just as steep as it is up to the top there, and it's just as narrow. And it's good habitat for smallmouth bass. They really like to hang out right down here. The Grand Flume, we call this. And as you can see with the cement and cement right up here on the right, and a little bit further down there's going to be a pulley. This is before the flood of '96. We used to take down big wooden canoe guide boats, and they'd hold about 38 people. And what we would do is we would take the same tour, and then when everybody got out, we would suspend the boats probably 10 feet above water, and then just pulley them back up along the river the same way it went down. But with the floods ripped down everything. If you can imagine boulders the size of this boat, and trees and ice chunks just getting ripped through here. All the footbridges and boardwalks were ripped out. The pulley I was talking about is right up here on the right. And because we're in the Adirondack Park, they forbid us to remove any permanent structures that were here before 1908. So all of this was already here, so it's pretty much here to stay.
So the falling trees that are crossing over everywhere, they can't be touched either? When you're walking.
The trees that had fallen during the flood, are you talking about?
Well, there's a lot of trees that when you're doing the walk are just hanging there on the top, and they're not falling, but...
I believe that would be the same thing, but this is, we're just strictly talking about structures, built by man. And this section coming up here is the one set of whitewater that we have, so if you guys have cameras out, I see one, you might get a little splash, just so you know. Not nearly as bad as I make it out to be, though. That's got to be category 0.5. Thanks for all the help, guys. Doing a good job paddling.
Yeah.
I haven't had to say anything yet.
Sorry, I'm crowding. I'm just trying to...
No, you don't want to get wet?
I don't want to get wet.
I wish I could move over more, but, too many glares.
You guys would be surprised at how many people don't want to do any paddling.
Quiet.
Let's go fishing. The fish pond?
I've been fishing here throughout the summer.
What, on this boat?
No, I take down a kayak, a smaller boat. It's usually by myself.
What do you catch in there?
Smallmouth bass.
Oh, yeah?
There's also a lot of rock bass, shiners. And there's also some rainbow trout.
How big?
Nothing sizable.
Oh, yeah?
A foot maybe. That's the biggest smallmouth.
Have you had it all the way around?
Oh, yeah. Those are all, that's a prize one.
You getting up there?
No.
All right, Kevin, what are you doing?
Giving us another view.
I just like to spin around sometimes.
Kevin. Kevin's playing around back there.
This is my favorite part right here. 30,000 years ago, this is where Rainbow Falls originally was. The big falls that you guys saw from Route 9 there. And throughout 30,000 years, it just gradually ate away at this Potsdam sandstone, driving it back to where it is today. And 30,000 years is not that long.
Now, you based that information on what, Kevin?
On the book I read. But, you know, 30,000 years is very, very short time geologically speaking for erosion to happen like that. And it doesn't erode anymore today because they put up a dam and they use it for hydroelectric power. And every time a piece of rock gets eroded away, they patch it up with concrete. So it's not moving anymore. This is the beginning or the end, whichever way you come to it, of the chasm right up here.
This is the beginning of the end?
Yeah, well, it's the beginning if you're coming through this way and you're heading up, but this is the end as you guys are coming through it. The beginning of the end. Dun dun. Everybody got their wills in it all today? There's a 25-foot waterfall just around the bend.
Alright.
25-foot waterfall here? We're going over it.
Yeah.
25-foot
Right around the bend.
Tighten up your jacket.
This island right here on the right that you see, before 1996, it was only as big as the tree line. And after the flood, when the waters receded, it had dropped all those dead logs and boulders and cobbles. Pretty much gained about 30% size on the island in just that one rainstorm. The flood lasted 4 days.